Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everyone doing tonight? I did not get my devotional in, so I said, let me go on ahead and knock on my little Bible and business. So although I like to start my day off positive, today we're going to end the day positive. Today we're going to end the day with Jesus. I am getting ready for my masterclass. So for those who are looking to know how to structure their business, protect their assets, what contracts you need for your business, how to get business funding in your EIN, how to market your business. You want to comment bank if you're on my Instagram page to get the Zoom link. If your Instagram page is private, you want to DM me the word bank or click that first link in my bio. If you're on my TikTok or my YouTube page, you want to click the first link in my bio and sign up for my free See at the Bank Masterclass. It's going on tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, so in about an hour. So, I read from the devotional Jesus Calling. Baby, I would throw this one up. This is my old one, but she's been through too much. She's on her last leg, okay? So she's on her last little leg. So I'm gonna just let my book be where it is. But not December 28th, my bad. We're on December 30th? What's today's date? No, we're on December 29th, okay. Trust me with every fiber of your being. What I can accomplish in and through you is proportional to how much you depend on me. One aspect of this is the degree to which you trust me in a crisis or a major decision. Come on. Some people fail miserably here while others are at their best in tough times. Another aspect is even more telling, the constancy of your trust in me. People who rely on me in the midst of adversity may forget about me when life is flowing smoothly. Difficult times can jolt you into awareness of your need for me, whereas smooth sailing can lull you into the stupor of self-sufficiency. I care as much about you in tiny trust steps through daily life as I care as much about your tiny trust steps through daily life as about your dramatic leaps of faith. You may think that no one notices, but the one who is always beside you sees everything and rejoices. Consistently trusting in me is vital to flourishing in my presence. Okay, so let's get into it. Trust me with every fiber of your being. What I can accomplish in and through you is proportional to how much you depend on me. One aspect of this is the degree to which you trust me in a crisis or major decision. Some people fail miserably here while others are at their best times. So, when we are going through a tough situation, it may be hard for us to think that God is with us, right? Because for some reason, a lot of us, or sometimes, talking to myself also, you know, when something bad happens, when we're not getting what we need, a calamity strikes, it's kind of like, I know God wouldn't bring me harm. I know God wouldn't bring me heartache. I know God wouldn't be going against me. So if I'm going through this tough time, God must not be here, and that's not true. That's not true, okay? So he's saying right here, he needs us to trust him with every fiber of our being, meaning no matter how gloom it gets, no matter how bad the news is, no matter how, there is no way out. This is it. No matter how bad it gets, we have to always trust that God is with us. He says, what I can accomplish in and through you is proportional to how much you depend on me. So sometimes when we're going through a tough time, we're going to act like, ooh, let me go ahead and help God out with this one. Let me go ahead. Clearly this situation is too much for God because he got me here. So let me go ahead and put my hands in the mix and let me help God fix this problem. That's what we don't need to do. So the closer we are with God, the more we trust God, the more he can work through us. One thing I'll say is, you got to think about this. If God created us, if God is all-knowing, if God created the heavens and the earth, what makes you think that God can't get you out of a dilemma? What makes you think that God can't have you survive a divorce, a bankruptcy, a period of unemployment, depression, anxiety? If God created this entire world, how come you don't think he can answer your little prayer about getting this house, about starting your business? So the more faith we have in God, number one, the more relaxed we're going to be when we're going through a troubled time. But if God, think about this, if God made the heavens and the earth, if God created everything, sometimes God wants to show you how good he really is. So God will sometimes have us be in situations, and I'm not saying God purposely puts us in these situations, because, sometimes we put ourselves in the situation, right? Sometimes we asking God to get us out of something that we didn't ask God his opinion on. We didn't ask God, what should I do this? We kind of just jumped in something, and then when we realize, oops, I made a mistake, now we asking God to help us out, right? But God's still gonna work us. God's still gonna work with us through that. But sometimes God wants to show you, baby, I got you. So I'm gonna have the situation look so bleak. So when I come through, you can only say, but God. It wasn't but God for this blessing. So it's saying that the more we are trusting in him, the more that he can accomplish through us. You got to have that unwavering faith. Good, bad, indifferent, ugly, I am still riding with God. Good, bad, indifferent, ugly, I am still riding with God. That's the kind of faith you have to have. The devil wants to trick you out of what you have. The devil wants you to look at or see things negative and where's God now? And have you doing all this self-doubt, and God's like, girl or king, I got you, baby. I got this. I know it looks bad. It looks bad for a reason, but I got this. Some people fail miserably here while others are at their best in tough times. Another aspect is even more telling: the constancy of your trust in me. People who rely on me in the midst of adversity may forget about me when things flow smoothly. So sometimes when things are going bad, we're going to be in that devotional, be on them YouTube channels, praying to God. But then when everything is going smoothly, we may, forget about God, or our faith, our walk may not be as strong because everything is good. Okay, I got it now, God. Everything is good. So it's saying that we gotta have the same walk with God. We gotta have the same walk in good times and in bad times. Nothing should change. And when you look at it as, I don't want to just call on God when I need something. Let me just develop my own relationship, so I'm just used to talking to him every day. Good stuff, thank you, God, for blessing me. Bad stuff, like, okay, God, like, where are we going with this? Like, kind of show me, kind of direct me. Where am I supposed to go with this? But you want to be cognizant of just developing a relationship, right? Because when you have a relationship with Jesus, no matter what you're going through, he's going to be there. And so in the good times, when life is throwing you we are having nothing but wins. Our businesses is doing well. Our relationships are well. Everything is going good. To me, that's the time to double down. Okay, God, make sure that every step I take is ordered, so that I can keep this overflow. I can keep this harvest season. I can duplicate. I can multiply all of this. Difficult times can jolt you into awareness of your need for me, whereas smooth sailing can lull you into the stupor of self-sufficiency. I care as much about your tiny trust steps through daily life as your dramatic leaps of faith. So it's saying right here, what do I use my face? It's saying right here that God likes us. God likes our little daily devotionals. He likes the small, consistent relationships with us. It doesn't have to be anything drastic. Just a constant relationship. And I'll say this. For anyone who is going through a dark time, once you develop that relationship with God, just keep it. Satan's going to always want you to think either it's you, or if you're going through a dark time, Satan wants you to focus on the negative, right? There's no way I'm going to get out of this. There's no way I can get myself from here. He wants you to always focus on the negative. He going to want you to have some kind of self-doubt about what God's intentions are with you. Well, if he loved you, why is he having you go through all this? What kind of God would want to make you suffer? He going to be doing all of that. That's not where we need to be with this. But for anyone who's going through a tough time, I said this on my last Bible and devotion, but this one's kind of saying the same thing. Sometimes God's not going to get you out the situation. Sometimes God's just going to get in the situation with you because he needs you to be in this situation for a reason. Every storm, every bad thing that came to your life isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes God can use the storm to push you to where you need to go, to remove some things that don't need to come with you, to kind of rearrange what you have going on. So sometimes there's a method to the madness. When we're in it, though, we don't see it. When we're in it, we don't see the method to the madness. We don't understand why I got denied for the mortgage. We don't understand why I didn't get into the school or I didn't get the job. We don't understand why I got let go of that job. Why my business had to, go under. We don't understand it at that time. But if you just give time, if you just give God time to work his magic, he's going to show you why everything had to happen. Everything had to happen in his timing. It's for a reason. So always focus on the positive. Always focus on, and if you're going through a tough time, go back and think about what has God already got you out of. What has God already saved you from? If God can save you from that, he definitely can get you out of this. You may think that no one notices, but the one who is always beside you sees everything and rejoices. Consistently trusting in me is vital to flourishing in my presence. Just being consistent with God in the good and the bad. And challenging yourself to not always think that when things are not going your way, that is bad. Sometimes things not going your way is actually going to be in your benefit. In your benefit, what do you mean? Well, if you follow me, I'm divorcing a sociopath, right? I'm going on year number 3 of a divorce. And when everything first hit, I'm thinking I'm going to just have a normal divorce. People get divorced all day, every day. I did not know that me filing for a divorce or me leaving was going to spiral into my whole life being turned upside down. So Husband tried to kill me by shooting at me in front of our son. Then he took all the money out of our accounts. Then he locked me out of our businesses. So February 2022, my mom had to pay my rent because I didn't have any money. And I had to start a whole new business, my online business. Now, when I was going through it, I'm looking at, now God, what? God definitely can't be in this. I don't understand. I don't understand none of this. Not only is someone disrespecting me, but now I got to start all the way over from scratch. Like this can't be of God. Can't be. 2 years of just having to start all over, work long hours, rebuild. Got to make sure that I'm preparing or trying to keep the same lifestyle or as close to the same lifestyle for my son. Having to deal with being angry and resentful. Ain't no way God is in this. Can't no way. You can't tell me that God gonna use a divorce to bless you. But let me tell you how God used my divorce to bless me. And I'm still in the storm, right? I'm still in the divorce. I haven't gotten my settlement. I haven't gotten anything. I'm still paying every single month, getting these $18,000, $20,000 attorney fees. Like I'm in the storm. But let me tell you something, in case y'all didn't know. There is nowhere in the Bible that says God only blesses you through good times. See, I thought finding out my husband's cheating on me with employees, so disrespectful. I thought being shot at, having to pack up and move to a whole new state, not fair. Now you're going to take all the money out, so I can't even recuperate. I can't even gather myself from, this 11-year, 12-year marriages. Now, let me kind of wrap my mind over I can't even wrap my mind because now I got to go make this money. But what God did was, see, sometimes God has to remove some things from your life that were sent to destroy you. Some people who smile in your face, they have a knife in your back. You just don't see it. At the time, you don't see it. A manipulative person is very conniving, is very smart. They're going to make things seem as one way so you're not seeing everything else. And it's not until at the end when you're like, oh my God, and then now it's too late. So in the midst of my storm, in the midst of me having to start all the way over, as he in the big house and got all the money from the business, he living his best little life. Let me tell you how God blessed me in the storm. So if someone is in their storm, they don't have to feel like I gotta wait till I fix my entire problem and then get blessed. You ain't gotta wait. You ain't gotta wait. Because God's gonna bless you in the storm. The second I moved out, I suffer from debilitating migraines and tension headaches. Like, I have been on every medicine underneath the sun. I used to have to get Botox injections in my neck. At least a week out of the month, I'm down. So it could be 2 days here, a day here. Oh, baby, the second I done moved out, baby, I got me a little headache here and there because I have an issue, but nothing like what I was going through. My health got better. I didn't know I had to leave something for my health to get better. I didn't even realize it, right? The second I left, now I'm in control of my own finances, right? So in my marriage, I was trying to be that submissive wife, right? Okay, you the head of the household. all that stuff. But he really wasn't, doing what he said he was doing with the money, right? He doing what he want to do with the money. Now, I'm making the money, let me be nice. We're both making the money, but he's doing what he wants with the money. I don't have a say in the money. Now, what kind of sense does that make, right? So the second I get out of all that, baby, now I have my own control over what I'm doing with my coins. I have always been behind the scenes. In every business I have, I've never been the person in the front. I'm always, I'm although it may not look like it, I'm really more of a behind the scenes kind of a person. And God said, girl, in this season, I'm about to bring you to the front. Well, God, I don't really want to be in the front. Girl, you're going to be in the front. So I never thought that I would like helping people, that, people wanted to know information that I had about business. Like, I never knew the impact I could make on someone's life. Like, I'm over here. Am I working? What I'm doing now, it doesn't even feel like work. It doesn't even feel like work. I wake up excited to hop on my laptop or hop on my computer and, what's the new product I'm going to make? Who am I going to, have a consultation with? I get so much joy having consultations, and a person is struggling with something, and I'm looking like, girl, just do 1, 2, 3. And when they do 1, 2, 3, that, oh my gosh, thank you. That is what just makes me warm and fuzzy inside. And they call this work. I have always had to slave at a dealership, at the collision shop, at the salon. I've always had brick and mortar businesses, right? So I'm so used to having to be somewhere to make money. Baby, I'm over in Utah on a family ski trip making money. Baby, I'm working from the laptop doing a Zoom in Utah. Is this work? It can't be work. Yeah, people are booking me. I am flying every month, at least to 2 different cities, minimum every single month. Just talking to people about, the information I know and, how I can help them with their business and, getting there. So, y'all paying me to run my mouth and talk about stuff I already know? Are you serious? And God said, girl, not only am I serious, I'm dead serious. See, sometimes God has to remove you from a situation to bless you. But the thing is, in the removal, it's going to hurt. The removal hurts because it's like, when you have a kid and they got this Band-Aid on, you got to rip that Band-Aid off. Like, there is no way of just, pulling that. You got to rip it off, right? So sometimes God will rip the Band-Aid off of your life, but he's ripping it off to help you. But that initial rip is going to hurt. Ow! But he's saying, I'm ripping it for your benefit. In my marriage, I was a part-time mom, right? I worked. I was the one who, things relied on financially. And so I was a part-time mom, right? So nannies, I may have picked up my son. I can count on one hand how many times I actually picked up my son from school, from 1st to 3rd grade. I can count on one hand. Because I worked, right? I couldn't just get off work. I had to be at the business. So either I have a nanny pick him up or some kind of help, I have to pick him up, deal with him after school, snacks, homework, all of that. And then I will come home 7, 8 o'clock, hey, Juicy, be a little mom, boom, boom, boom. And then it's time for, bed. Baby, I'm in the carpool line every single afternoon now. I'm in the carpool line picking my son up. I'm able to be a real mom and still make money. That's the crazy part. I'm not saying I'm being a real mom and I'm sitting, I'm in a room at my mama's house. See, sometimes God takes things away from you because what you have is too small. What you have is too small. Because you're in the situation, because that's all you know, you don't think it's too small. Like this is just what you have. But sometimes God takes things away because it's too small. And it's time for you to go into that next season. So there was a reason why your house got foreclosed on. Because God said that house was too small. I'm about to move some things around. I'm about to move you out of this situation. You're going to have to do something else for a couple years. But I'm about to put you back in something that's going to be different and better. God had the job lay you off for no reason. Because if they didn't lay you off, you would have never moved. You would have never applied for the different job. They were never going to promote you there. They weren't going to promote you. They didn't see your value. They were never going to promote you. So God said, but I'm about to move you because this is not going to be your job. It's time for you not to be promoted. He had the business partner steal all the money because you wasn't supposed to be in that. You wasn't supposed to be in business with them. So let me go on ahead and have him take the money now. So you can go ahead, be mad, be sad, cuss and fuss, and then go ahead and start your new business and get things going. He had that business go under because in a year from now, that industry is going to be totally changed. So he wants you to go out of business now so that you can go ahead and get you another game plan to get yourself back in business so that when this industry fails, it doesn't affect you. Every storm doesn't come to destroy you. It feels like it's going to destroy you. It hurts. A storm going to always hurt. But it's kind of like a good pain. For any woman who is on here who's had a baby, most women have pain when they have a baby, right? But I gotta push, I gotta do all of this, but I'm doing all this because I'm now gonna be bringing this baby into the earth. Into my life. Or men or anyone who works out, when I'm doing these weights, it hurts, but it's building something, right? So every storm, every bad thing, baby, is not here to hurt you. It's not here to destroy you. It may feel like it. So that's why I'm saying when you're going through a tough time, go through a tough time with an open mind. Go through a tough time with asking God for understanding. Go through a tough time with a relationship with God as to order my steps. All right, God, I got myself here. Clearly, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing now, God. But whatever it is, order my steps. Not get me out. Order my steps. Where am I supposed to go? Because God will send you a storm or a tough time to move you. Your boo left you. God didn't say keep blowing his phone up or her phone up. If that boo left you, it meant that wasn't your boo. That wasn't yours. You got someone else's boo. It's time for you to give him back so you can go ahead and get your boo. So, in my storm, with all the lawyer fees and the court fees and, having to do all the travel and they still stealing all the money and, in all of that, God is blessing my life tenfold. God is giving me things I never thought I would have. God's giving me things I didn't even ask for. So, for anyone who's going through a storm, God is right next to you. The storm, if you just hold still, if you just ask God to direct your path, where am I supposed to be? What move am I supposed to be making? Don't try to fix the storm yourself. Don't try to, let me go ahead and help. Don't try to help God. Don't do that. He's moving things around for a reason. You just want to make sure that you understand why. What you're supposed to be doing is next. He hasn't left you. And whatever you lose in the storm, God's going to give you 10 times what you lost. The hard part about a storm, though, is not going to be an even exchange. You're not going to take this job and then you get hired the same day. It's not always even exchange. So sometimes it looks like you're losing. Sometimes you are losing. And God's just saying, girl, just hold on. King, just hold on. I got you. There's a method to my madness. There's a reason why I'm having you go all the way around the mulberry bush. You ain't going to understand it. It's not for you to understand. So, good times, bad times, God is still with you. Good times, bad times, God is still with you. And He will bless you in the midst of the storm. He'll give you strength in the midst of your storm. So, don't always ask for the storm to go away. Just ask for God to order my steps. Where am I supposed to be in this season of life? What am I supposed to be doing? What lesson am I supposed to be learning from this? And when you focus on how God is blessing you in your storm, sometimes the blessing can just be something small. I woke up today. I got a roof over my head. I'm not in an insane asylum. I made a sale. I got my business plan down. I redid my resume. I got a call back for an interview. My kids' grades is getting better. I didn't cry today. I'm not as angry right now. See, if I said, I'll give you $1 million right now, if you can give me 100 blessings that God has already given you right now, you right. Oh, he did this. You did it right down, right? But what Satan wants you to do is he wants you to focus on God may have given you 100 things, but he hasn't answered 2. Satan wants you to focus on them 2. And God, I gave you 100. Like, you ain't good with the 100. I'm going to get to the 2. Oh, I'm sorry, TikTok. You got it there. I'm going to get to the 2, but for right now, focus on the 100 things I gave you. Focus on the 100. But see, Satan going to have you focus on them 2 things. He ain't do this and he ain't do that. I'm going to let the setting spray dry on my face first. I did too much. I'm going to let the setting spray dry on my face. So, let me fix my setting spray. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. So, in the storm, God is going to bless you. God is with you through the storm. He has not left you. That was December 29th, and she's a little ratchet, y'all. Jesus Calling. For those who want to attend my free masterclass tonight, going over business structure, asset protection, contracts, business grants, business credit, digital marketing, how to get your ideal client and bring them to you. You want to comment bank on my Instagram, TikTokers, and YouTube. You want to click that first link in my bio, and you want to attend the free See the Bank Masterclass. Instagram, if your page is private, you want to DM me the word bank or click that first link on my in my bio for the free See the Bank Masterclass. So, I'm about to get myself together for this masterclass. Everyone have an awesome Sunday, and I will, of course, see you at the bank.